Hello, and welcome to another art stream. I'm gonna be doing some work on the characters for art fight, and maybe I'll work a little bit on the that art challenge where I'm making my Vtuber look like a Genshin Impact character. I have to I think might redraw it completely because I think it doesn't look anime enough. So, yeah. We start on the same sound, guys. Could you random it? Do, 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 do. Hang on, hang on. Sure, hours. I'll try something else. 1 second. This is fine, I guess. Sometimes other things are a little bit too crazy, so this is probably fine. If I remember, the Forza one was actually a pretty good playlist. So maybe after a few of these, I'll switch to that. But yeah, I guess I looked up some of the rules and of how this works, and I understand it a bit more now. So I'm a little more excited than I was when because I was taking it too literal. I think was the problem, and I'm sure people have probably said something and I just missed it, but just a lot of it was me thinking I had to like put my characters in harm's way, and you can if you want, but there's also the option of just, you know, just telling people to read. Essentially, fighting is just redrawing other people's work, is what I found out, and I didn't. I'm sure the site explains that, and I just missed it because everyone's so excited to do all the other stuff that they kind of don't tell new. I think when they're explaining to new people, they get kind of a little too excited and just kind of go in broad terms, being like, "Yeah, you can do all these cool attacks and stuff," and it's like, "But what does that mean?" Attacks. No, I don't. I most certainly don't know. Sorry, 1 sec. Oh, cool. Sorry. Just looking at something really quick. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Oh, I'm dumb. There's so many people that I never noticed that, like, how many people in my Discord have, like, a co-working stream, and I never, like, put it in my brain, like, because I was just talking recently with another one of my friends about, like, how, like, a lot of these channels don't have, like, a very good network, and I'm like, I think the problem is me. I think I don't, I just put myself, I focus only on sharing art, and I don't talk to people. So that's my fault, not theirs. So, sorry, 1 second. I just gotta find one thing. I'm looking for one thing. No. Yeah, no, it's okay. Forget it. Do 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 do. Yeah, I didn't even check. Oh, nope, we're good. Okay, sorry. Cool beans. Thought I would do that. Let's get some reference up, because one thing I didn't do that I should have last time is had some good reference for clothing and whatnot. Yep, okay, sorry. Now I'm good. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. It's... Yeah. I'm just cleaning them up a little bit. When I was rushing through them, I kind of made a lot of little line dashes. I just want to clean those up today. And then I'll post this. This is Solomon Cole. He's a powerful mage that focuses mainly on necromancy and conjuring, like combined. Like he's very skilled at both. So. Hello, thanks for dropping by. Hope you're having a good day. My week was it was a week, you know. They're not all winners. This one was kind of rough, but I'm not going to bore you with that, so I'll just say I hope you had a good one. Giving him a little bit more battle damage in this version to show that he's got some experience with like being in a few scrapes, even though he's not a healer. So I thought that would be kind of cool to just show that he's not afraid to jump into the fray with his beasts. So oops, wrong layer. Wrong layer, Crunk. I am making an emote for that. Oh, you might be able to use it on this. I'm not sure how YouTube works with that stuff, but I'm sure it's a possibility. I exaggerated the code, I know, but it's just for fun, so I don't care. I was tempted to put like I might still let's try it. I was gonna put like runes all over the inside of the coat, kind of just floating around. Like his coat is his summoning circle. He has all these like ancient spells woven into it. Yeah, but this isn't good for art fight. You know what? I'll do this later for another iteration because I don't want this to get too complicated for other people to draw. Because then they won't draw it. Because then that wouldn't be fun. At least I didn't draw the spiders. I could have drawn a lot of spiders with him. Because he likes arachnids. But I thought, like, sticking more to the dinosaurs would be cooler anyway, because more people would be excited about that than the arachnids, so... I still wanted to put them in here, though, like a few little beetles and whatnot, just to show that he can do it, but... Like, his main power is just, like, all this much more interesting stuff of, like, these other creatures he can create. And I might even make it so he likes these kind of bugs because he's genetically changed them to so that all their legs can inject venom. So they're just like it's just this like spiked whip essentially that he can like wield. By manipulating it with his magic. Or just telling it to like go feral and be a super fast insect, so. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Hello, thanks for dropping by. Just working on my second OC. I'm trying to figure out who else to add. I might... What I'm thinking is... Let's see, what do I have? I have a bunch of dragons. Maybe I'll do one of them, because I've seen people do that. I have a lot of random characters that I could use if I really wanted to for extras. Because it's only I think it's only 5 people, so... I was thinking... maybe... I guess maybe even her, too, because I already got her... Like, I gotta clean her up a little bit and give her another... some of her... Another version where she's wearing the, where she's wearing her jacket, but... That she wears sometimes, but... Or, like, maybe, like, give her some more, like, civilian-looking clothes, kind of look. Like the first time she appears in the comic, she's in that cafe and she's just wearing regular clothing to mix in and not look suspicious. So maybe I'll do that too. But I mean, I think honestly, this might be enough. Like she's either her or the fox. What she called it? She's like a forest spirit. Was one other one I was gonna do, which is this character here. I was gonna redraw her again, maybe just a cleaner one. I'll keep these for like roughs on the side, and maybe I'll clean them up. But like the other idea I had for one that would be kind of fun and would be a little different too. Where do you go? I mean, it did have the Christmas OCs, but that's not fun. I think, I guess there's always... This one was another one I was thinking of, too. Because this character is pretty cool. So I was thinking, like, maybe this character would be kind of fun. Might fix the colors a little bit, but I'll still keep this as a reference on the side, though. I would just redraw her at a different angle. Maybe even not wearing the hat or something, or wearing a different outfit. Oh no, I like the hat actually. Never mind. What am I saying? I'm talking nonsense. And the last one I was thinking of as a possibility was, of course, this one. One of these two characters. Because, probably the bigger of the two, honestly. It looks more unique and original. So, yeah. Sorry. Like I said, a long week. Let's give this kind of a more fun texture, though. Oops. And let's make sure we're not coloring outside the lines. Not that I usually care about that, but for this I do. Nope, not that one. Nope. Nope. That's kind of cool. That kind of works for this guy. A little bit like a cool texture kind of to it. Almost like a... Don't remember that for like, it's almost like a wood-like texture. Do. So I'm thinking about, on occasion, stepping out of digital and going back to just the words are fun. Traditional. I just feel like I've kind of like trapped myself in this, and I there's no reason to. I'm not known as, this isn't like a major identity. This is just, I like to draw with this, but I don't have to. It's more about what I'm drawing that I care about more than how. So. It's a thought. Because I figure just be nice to just go back and try some other things with water solubles again, because I haven't used those in a long time. Oh, this is working. Genshin, you're trying to be complicated here. Let's just keep it simple. Or simpler anyway. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. And then, like, have like magic erupting off of. Yes, I did. This is what he's standing on is actually a giant plesiosaur that he's creating out of mostly mana because it's in a like in a replication of a plesiosaur uh, skeleton he found. He's definitely not going to take the real thing. He respects dinosaurs way too much to mess with their real bones. But why is it always on top chat? That's weird. Anyway. Oh, I forgot I could do that. Okay. Sorry. I was just looking at like stuff I could do live with the Huh. Thank you for the likes. Those always help. Appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was saying how like he's a huge um enthusiast of like ancient creatures, of using them for his in his spells. Like you, and even though he's doing that, it's bugs is what I kind of made him known for. It's only because he finds them the one of the easier creatures to find like skill find resources for, or just like modern versions of the creatures to just play off of. But he's definitely known to use other creatures like giant birds or that are on like undead giant flying like eagles or for transportation or like well, in my other drawing I have him like riding a giant bug, but probably really more than anything he would more likely like try and use something else, like a like I said, like a bird or any other ancient creature. Would be fun to like play around with like him fighting other people that are trying to use certain things against him, and he just like after they've expired, he just turns them like turns their own like conjured creatures against them. It's like, oh yeah, I can bring that back and use it again. You know that, right? Probably shouldn't have given me ammo there. Just testing out some of these markers. I mean these brushes. Yeah, this is the maybe I'll just start making notes for him now that I got this much even done. I mean, I can clean him up even more. So, yeah, I'll do both. I'll start focusing more on cleaning and just making clear notes on like what he does and how he works. Oh, sorry, I'll be right back. Just need some more water. Oh, how did I drink it before? Because I was doing a little bit of work before I even started stringing. What I'll probably do is continue to work on these tonight and get as many of them like cleaned up as I can, and then tomorrow I'll finish them, try and finish them up, and then do the create the profile image as well for my account on Artfight. So, yeah. Sorry. It's better. Okay. The only problem is today is I just slept terrible, so I don't think I'm gonna. We'll see. I'll try and draw as long as I can. I'm really burning out of fuel fast though, so we'll see. Oh, it's coming on this way. That's something. That's... Whoops. Wonder why I did that anyway. Maybe if I lower the opacity, it'll be... Yeah, actually that's kind of cool. I like that actually. Cool. Do, 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 do. Maybe just so it's clear for viewers. A little window around this so that people know it's separate. How do I do this again? Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. Just so it looks like it's a separate... I'm going to move over the I'm gonna make the canvas a little. Well, actually, no. I'll shrink him down, and then add some notes. Now that I got all this, because we got pretty much everything I need in here. So, yeah, we'll just pick this our clean up this line work on this one, and then make sure that it's clear that it's what's going on here to a degree. Yeah. That's too confusing. Better just to make it look like regular magic than go too fancy. In fact, I'm probably gonna get rid of some of this. Like this. There. Okay. Do, do, do. 'cause in their world, a bunch of the different Sealy factions separated from themselves as well, making a whole bunch of different types of elves and orcs and whatnot. So it'd be fun to play with like different characters used in like for to represent glyphs in their magic, since they're from different places. It'd be kind of, I think it might be kind of fun. It's funny that I drew this before I ever watched Critical Role. So like when I went and watched my Vox Machina, I'm like, huh, it's kind of like Percy. But mainly, except he's the, at least early on, I made it less exaggerated, but originally like one of his like things was that he was very sensitive about his hair because his hairline's diminishing. But then I thought about it, and like he's already got like severe anxiety around people, and he's like very antisocial. So I'm like, do I really need to punish him anymore? He's not. He's already trying to atone for his previous ways. So kind of mean to just, especially because this isn't the comic where he's basically the butt of a lot of jokes, or just the butt of misfortune a lot, because he. Just the ground exploding because like there's this giant plesiosaur coming up out of it. To fix that arm still, I don't like that. Let's get cleaned. Doing. Sorry. Let's turn the thing out loud. nothing in there. Let's see. Whoops, I forgot I did that too, so it's a good thing I noticed that. I accidentally covered his skin tones for the reference sheet. Oops a doodle. I found you. Goodbye. Oops, I keep doing that. Why don't we just do this then? Let's not, actually, nah, that's okay. Yeah, I can do that. Let's put them on their own layer. Cut and paste. I think that should work. And then... or not. Sorry, I'm just trying to find where these are. Huh. Oh well. I can fix this anyway without that. Because I can just go... put all this in a folder. Yeah. There we go. Actually, that fixed them up in a different way. Oops. Except for that part. Nope. That's fine. I don't need to get rid of that anymore. I just want to get rid of some of these rough lines that I don't like. I can just find... there it is. That's what I was trying to get rid of. This. Okay. It's better. Now there's just a few more rogue lines hiding in places that I just need to get rid of. Why don't we do this? I have another idea. I can... yeah. Just move them a little bit out of the way so they're not like completely covering the skin tones. Do. What? Okay. I was like, wait, what? Eh? There. Better. Better. Bum, bum, bum. I think with Art Fight it also didn't help, and I'm sure this does happen to a degree, but like I was so nervous when I saw the rules of like things that people can't do, because I'm like, wait, does that mean that if I don't say it explicitly, it's going to be done? And I got really nervous, and I mean that might be partially true anyway, but just like certain things people would do to other people's characters, I thought they were going to be a lot more like petty, not petty, but just weird in some instances. But then I hear people say they love this. So I'm like, am I missing something? How is this fun? So, but now that I've seen more explanations of how it works and everything, I'm starting to get more of why people like it. Where you get to you essentially just get permission to try out someone else's or draw someone else's character. So this is coming along pretty nice. I'm just gonna a little bit of cleanup left, but it's mainly done. So okay. I think we're good for now on this one. I'll come back to this one later if I have time, but we're already at like almost an hour just on this one, so save. And then I'll go. Maybe if I have time, I'll put the notes in on here. But honestly, I'll probably just do them off stream. So at least I made this is a little more clear now. Even as a character sheet, it looks a lot cleaner and shows more of his range of abilities. think the much like with Clay, he's mostly focused on Earth creatures because I mean, the majority of the time lately, that's where he's been. So, like I said, if someone tries to throw a monster at him and he can use it against them, he will. But he prefers to use like all these ancient creatures from Earth. What was it doing? Oh yeah. Make a color sheet for him. Or like, just for like. Skin tone is just that with mostly gray with maybe some blue in there, just like a to show some of the specs of. Oops, this is the. Yeah, like he's got like some specs of the material. Like he can make a layer of armor out of it, but some of it's just inherently just attached to him. So it's too dark. Too dark. It's the only reason I made that was just to show him with long hair. Because sometimes when he's in the mine, when he's down in, maybe even like, yeah, he would have a beard, of course. I'll make this turns into more of like, oops. This gets less clean and kind of starts to go like this. It starts growing. more into here. Do. Figuring maybe gets a little bit more. Face gets a little thinner because he's not eating as when he's down in the mines or down in the cave. He's probably changed his diet a little bit. So, definitely. There we go. Plus, in case someone just wants to draw him with long hair, that's I thought I'd give them the option. With him, that's why not. Like he's my kind of like character that can get. He's like my cartoon character almost, where he's so tough that he can get hit much harder than any of these other guys and be fine. So I figured it'd be kind of fun to just give people a different version to play with too. So maybe when he's down there for longer, since it's growing out, maybe it fully just changes color mostly. Like maybe there's a little bit of traces of his dark hair, but most of it's actually just this. Closer to the roots, it still is dark, but the tips are all. care about this so much, it doesn't matter, but it's just think fun to add. So. I'm overdoing this. I just wanted to show that, honestly. Hello, thanks for dropping in. Just finalizing some of these designs, and then I'll move on to the Genshin character, and maybe later by time, but mostly just working on this stuff. Save. Override it. Here's some of my other characters I was working on before. Like, these are just characters for the comic, and maybe I'll use them for this art challenge too, but I figure she's already got this, so. Might play with her hair a little bit more though, because it looks kind of Ramona Flowers. And I didn't mean to do that. So maybe I'll make it just kind of like a little bit more. A little more chaotic. Remember, originally I had this kind of almost barbed, but if she's coming in at high speed, she doesn't want this barbed. She's got like an orichalcum tipped spear. It's funny how like several of the characters in my comics suddenly got spears because I thought they were. Well, two of them did, and then I changed the matriarch to have a the halberd. So the halberd. Yeah. Figured that made more sense for her anyway. Ooh. Okay. her kind of a weird tip to her, the ends of her wings, kind of more like there's certain moths that have pretty unique wings, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to give her something more like that. And you know what, I'll worry about this when I get further. Let's go make the other sheets look more like hers, maybe? She might be kind of a fun one to do. Although she might. I feel like this one's only good because of what it's doing. Besides, it's kind of like doing the same exact pose that my other guy Clay is doing, so it'd be kind of funny to maybe. I'll think about this one too. I don't know. Yeah, let's try. How are we doing on time? An hour and a half. I need to get some in the drink, something more to drink. Kind of want to avoid using the main characters because, like, you know, there's no comic, so it'd be kind of weird to like just show them off and be like, yeah, maybe next year when I have pages online. I mean, next year's art fight, I'll have the comic ongoing. Gosh, I hope so by then. I better. I want to get it done this summer. So I can easily put those two in. Along with Gale. Because these side characters, I mean, like Cole and Clay are both characters from a comic that never even became a comic, so technically they are just original characters, and they're gonna make can't they in the pages I've done. Cole's already made an appearance, so. Like, the only reason I'm not doing one of Nyla is because I feel like I have a bunch of casters and I kind of want something different. I almost want to draw. I wish I had a good picture of her. I don't know where that went. There was a third character in my comic, this girl that was gonna be like the main source of the story, where they're trying to like help her solve a mystery in the town where like some all these unseelie are popping up in the town, and they don't really know how they're there because they shouldn't be able to get there. So if I could just find a picture of her, that would really help. Let's find out. Because I have some very old pictures of her, but I don't want that because that's not going to help. You know what? We'll just redraw her completely. So this one's going to be a little rough, but unless I can find her. I thought I could have sworn. Almost. Are you telling me I don't have anything of her? Weird. Boop, 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 boop. Sorry, one more check. Da, 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 da. There's that character. That's not her though. I guess I don't. Okay. Odd. But I guess since I didn't make the comic, by the time I got around to using this computer, it's probably on the old one. And maybe I just didn't feel like saving it because it was probably I saw enough of it on Instagram too, so let's see challenges. Maybe it's in challenges? Nope. Okay, no problem. It's hard because some of these characters I would really like to try too. It's like this character, she's pretty cool. I'm very tempted to do. So yeah, there's her. But let's work on this character first. See if I do want to redraw her anyway. So let's get some reference because I don't have any drawings of her now to work off of. So get some kung fu poses. Because she was essentially like my character that was very much inspired by. I mean, a lot of the characters from the old comic were inspired by Last Airbender a lot. Only because, like, in how they moved or something like that, I kind of just, like, played around with different things. Hello! Thanks for dropping in! I'm working on some characters. I just started a new one right now. That's why you just see a line. So. I'm just finding a pose to work off of for my character. So let's just be 1 second. Let's see. That one would have been cool for him, but it must be one for like that for the girl. Like the crouch pose with the leg extended looks pretty cool. Might give her a staff too. That might be her weapon of choice, like a bow staff. Oh no, she used the I might have to change that because of thanks Arcane. Well, this is a good pose. Okay, I'll do this pose. I like this. need to get rid of this because now I need to change the gesture line. So it goes like this. Yeah, she was I jokingly say that because I gave her essentially the knuckle dusters that uh that they use in that. I mean, mine look more magical and less arcane, less, well, their version of magical, which is kind of more mechanical magical. Mine were just like straight up just regular bracers that were imbued with runes on them. So I think that what I'm going to do for her is I'm just going to draw her with I might even do her fun exaggerated version where she's got the where she thinks she's a like Dick Tracy or something. or maybe I'll even give her the I don't know. A bigger hat might be even better. Look, check me out, Rex Banner, and I have a new hat. Yeah. This Carmen Sandiego-esque hat. And she's like this MMA fighter kind of character that uses she wraps her hands in these cloths that are just scrawl that have spells scrawled right into them, like woven into them, so she can face up against things like orcs and other super strong unseelie. I think the other difficulty with writing that comic is that you can't have Sokka and Ty Lee on the same page all the time, and essentially, that's what it was like when I had Clay and this character on the page at the same time, because she's really upbeat and like always looking at the positive sides of things, but is also like this wrecking machine with her when it comes to fighting. And he was kind of like the same with fighting, but he was also very positive. So I was just like, so why did I make two characters? Why am I drawing two characters where one would have been fine? Why am I not just drawing her? I'm like, oh yeah, because I like drawing him. He's fun to draw too. That's just something you have to be careful of when you're making characters, is don't make them redundant. Which is tough. You think that you got them down right, and then you put them next to two people who normally shouldn't be near each other in a story, near each other, and you're like, oh wait, shoot. Come on, the cat's so silly. I'm making this for fun, honestly. I don't care if it's not canon. She does not wear a hat. Well, maybe she does sometimes, but oh, yeah. And the other thing with her is I gave her really long hair, much like Jinx. Where she's got like hair that goes like down like this. But I don't want it there because that doesn't make sense because her leg's covering it anyway. So let's just keep it behind her. Ooh, maybe she's even just doing like the Indiana Jones where she's just holding her hat as she's jumping. And she's got like this like, I don't want to. In this version, I'll give her more like Oh no, I said I was gonna do the full suit. That's right. So yeah, no, I will. I'll make it. I'm gonna make it going down more instead. Like this. It's like an overcoat she wears sometimes. I drew her, always drew her thinner because of her focus on MMA. She would be a little bit. Well, I mean, I guess that's not true. Like, doesn't. I can draw her out. However, do 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 do. And this is all just a rough underlayer. I'm goofing around and just drawing rough lines right now. I'll clean it up when I get. I'm just determining where muscles are and where joints are. So. And I'm changing this drawing because, I mean, I'm changing what the reference is doing, because in the reference she's just standing, and then what she's going to be doing is actually jumping. So. Or. No, maybe she's doing a Batman thing where she's just on a ledge. And she's kind of got her hand kind of like outstretched, and she's getting ready to leap out into the city, explore. I think the other problem with her is that I couldn't figure out how to write her. Whereas, like, June and Grace, I can write because they're fun. They're just fun nerds. Whereas I wasn't sure what she was going to be, other than peppy. And I'm like, that's not a character. That's just a state of mind. she had no, like, real personality. I think I realized that pretty quick. Like, I had her like punch someone through a bar window, and then that's where my ideals about her began and ended. When I was playing around with who from my comic was going to be related, I mean, was going to come over from the other one, I almost made her Grace's sister, and made that part of the lore of how Grace is such an agile person, is that she trained with her. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, how about Grace just as good, because Grace is a very focused individual, and like her learning to like defend herself was just part of like. I mean, she's a very like focused individual, and also she's married to Richard Steelsong, a like top tier infiltration specialist. So maybe he taught her some moves, and that would be kind of cool. Like they just. Like he taught her to be stealth so that she could. He helped improve her stealth skills so that she would be better at like observing animals in their habitat without disturbing them. Because sometimes she got so excited she would accidentally scare them. So you had to like be like, no, 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 no. Like, sometimes they're not gonna like it when you surprise them like that. They might actually attack you, and I don't want that. I mean, this character's still fun to draw as an OC, but and she might make an appearance. Actually, oh wait, she did make an appearance. I forgot. She is in the comic. I forgot. Because I'm at that point in the story where I'm writing this like part where they're in a town where they're like trying to find all the leads they can on like narrowing down where Grace could be, and I forgot that Richard goes and talks to her because he's like he knows that she can that she might be able to like in look up things in the background without raising flags like he can't. Like anywhere he goes, people are gonna like raise their eyebrows and be like, you look like a guy that disappeared like 8 years ago, huh?" Whereas with her, they don't care. With her, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're that person that thinks that they're like Batman." Where to be? That would be a funny thing if like she just starts to. I make the words all. There's like a part where maybe she does do that where like the text is all like wiggly like she's talking in that voice. And I'm like, wait, are you doing the Vale voice? What's going on here? And maybe the guy that she's talking to actually does have that voice, so he's like, wait, are you doing Batman or are you just making fun of my voice? Yeah, this hand I'll have actually. I'll give her her bracer. Cause they were like these. Funny thing is, like they kind of started off as like something I gave Cole, and then I switched them over to her more. Where they were, because I felt like he didn't need them as much. Since he can make anything, I think I kind of decided. Like, I'm going to make a smaller version of them where they're more compact for her. Because she's jumping around on buildings. She doesn't need, like, those big dusters I had her using. Like, boxing gloves I had her using. Like, these are more just, like, dampen the effect of the punches so that she can do. Doesn't hurt her hands. And she's got wraps on that part of her arm. Yeah, like I said, I know this is kind of chicken scratchy, but that's because it's the rough. I'm going to go in and clean it up after later on, but. Because I thought I was gonna use that other character, but honestly, I think she'd be a better choice, just because she's just a regular OC that I'm not really. I mean, other than that small insert in the story, she's and maybe she'll make a reappearance later on, much like how I have plans for the other characters to reappear, but she's not as important as like obviously the main ones, or I mean even that moth girl is more probably a bit more important than her, only because they kind of like their story is like a C story kind of thing where like they're not the bad guys, but they're kind of these they're just these bounty hunters that keep popping into the story and shaking things up and then disappearing. Sometimes they'll but they're kind of being. I mean, they're being smart because they're. I'm gonna have it so that they slow. Maybe. Yeah, no, I think I had it so that they figured out right away who Richard was. So they decided to follow him because they decided that it was just that he's a like golden goose essentially, like all these like angry Celian like unseelie people that want to like square off with him keep that are also in hiding keep whenever they hear that he's around they pop out of hiding and kind of and these two are using that as an excuse to just make some money. Don't know why I stalled it. Okay, screw this up. And I'll show what. Normally, she's wearing a different coat, like a smaller, like more like a martial arts gi kind of thing. But I figured if I'm gonna draw her, I'm gonna make her look as over the top as possible, because this is art fight, so I want it to look silly, fun. Put the sleeves up so that you can see both arms are gonna have the wraps on them. Oops. There we go. And honestly, I think this comic will be a chance to like further explain her character, so that if I do want to put her into the other one, which I probably do, she'll actually have more of a chance to develop herself as having a personality and like a background in this one as a detective. think a big part of the old story was that like this type of elf that ironically I reused for this story as just a kind of an antagonist for Grace for fun, because he's although I changed his what he looks like compared to them because they're more muscular and the one that's tormenting Grace is kind of more of just an intellectual who's kind of just like looks like if you put skin on Jack Skellington, kind of. He's just a tall, lanky character who's just with sharp claws and but he has no way of actually interacting with her. So I kind of, which I thought would be kind of fun, like a villain who's just kind of like looking through a like a seeing glass and just like waving his fists in anger as the hero gets away. And in this case, he's really not doing that too much. He's kind of just enjoying himself, putting on a cup of tea, and just it's like he's binging Misery. That's his. It's like his TV show. It's like what can I do today to make them just have a terrible day, and how can I make the odds stacked against this woman who's trying to escape from this situation that he kind of partially created. This pen's really nice. Dun, dun, dun. And that's a tip I have on like pens. I mean, or pen, just art brushes in general. Always just look for sales, but while you're waiting for those sales, just play around with what you got. You never know when you can either just create your own or just like kind of just yeah, find one that you like that you can make for yourself essentially if you can't afford to just get like the Frennon brushes, which are great, but they're a little pricey. I mean, they're not the. They do go on sale, and they're not. I don't think they're that expensive. But if you're not gonna use them all, I wouldn't recommend that. I think he even has a sample set that you can get. So if you want to just, and I usually do that honestly, where I'll just grab the. I'll grab like the sample because then you get a few nice brushes and they're free. So and they don't care. They're doing it as a marketing. Yeah, it's a way to market their supplies. So they don't care if that's all you do. Sorry, use the restroom really quick, and I'll be right back. Oh well. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Gotta make sure to not make her look like June. She's a bit older than June, so that helps. But give her a more pronounced lip. She's more on the theatrical side, so she would be putting some makeup on to make herself look more like the femme fatale. This is just rough still. I'll do one more after. Here's usually the trickiest, or can be sometimes. Also, I haven't drawn her in a while, so I'm kind of just like winging this. So, like, I have no idea what her color scheme is. I think I have that somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Ugh. Can't have her have red hair as well. I already have a whole family that. I already have two main characters that are that. It doesn't to say it's impossible, but just still. She's kind of have her own thing. Yeah, I think tonight I'm gonna try and find some people to follow. I won't bookmark things yet, but I do wanna, because obviously there's no point, because people could just like. I heard, I was watching someone's advice on art fight, and apparently sometimes people just like, I mean, things happen, or people just decide never mind and leave. So it's probably definitely better to just wait. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oops. I hate that it's easier to do that sometimes. I have to get this thing, this dumb remote thing charged. I always forget to charge it before, like, hours before my streams, because, you know, why would I do something that's practical and that helps me? Because it's a Huion device that essentially just gives me some shortcuts, like keyboard shortcuts, and it also has a scrolling wheel, so I can zoom in and out easier, and not just spin my canvas like it's a record player. It drives me crazy every time. That's it. One of these days. I think once I get, unlike usual, I know I usually wait till I have color, but with her, oops, I'm gonna just get the rough line work done, and then yeah, I'll just get the rough line work in, and then I'll do my my other drawing, my art challenge, because I kind of want to get to that too, because that's due. Is it? Wait, was it due today? Let me check. Uh-oh, I think I'm too late. I think I made a mistake. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Doot, 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 doot. Challenge. Art challenge. Where is it? Share working there. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, ends. Yeah, it's 2 and 3 days. So yeah, let's get a little more work done on that. You know, maybe do some work on the thing. Do next by the end of the weekend. Dum dum. Got my priorities. Like her, I know her legs are off because she's the perspective's supposed to be more like from below, so her hips are gonna look bigger than her. Because this character actually is is this petite MMA kind of fighter, so she's probably actually a little bit shorter than June, actually, if I remember right, from her character model back when I was working on her first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was. I mean, she's definitely faster and stronger, so makes up for it. Let's just give her that for now. Just like, I'm done. Just give her like wider bottom pants. There. Fine. It works. It's fine. Okay. Okay, good. Let's get back to work on... No. This guy. I think... I hope I don't have to redo him completely, but I think I have to redo parts of him. So... let's just take all of this. Whoops, no. Everything done so far. Everything done so far and put it in here. Yeah. And then I can just, I'm not, you know what? I'm not even going to delete it. I'm just going to shrink it for now. And do a different version that's a little bit more straightforward. I might do this for a secondary pose. But... yeah. Like that. Put it up there. You know what? No. I like this pose. It just needs to be cleaned. Because it's got some good elements to it. I think if I just... let's get rid of that for now. I think if everything that isn't him, everything's like spirit based, if I just lower the opacity of everything like that, it should be better. But those shouldn't be on that layer. So let's get rid of them. There. Yeah. These should be darker. Oops, I did not mean to do it like that. That's fine. I could just... Are we done on time? I'll go a little bit longer. You never know when someone's going to jump in. Well, I'm pretty sure they weren't supposed to look like that, so let's just make them lighter anyway because they don't look right anyway. Truth be told, I never really got into this game. I've watched some people play it a little bit of some of the game, the like Hoyoverse games, like um that Zenless Zone one, whatever it's called, bunch of Z words, the game, and I mean the fighting looked interesting, but I think it's I think the model that the game worked out on just kind of pushed me away because I've seen too many times where it's like it's just the we swear, oh darn, you didn't get the character you wanted. Duh, don't worry, just play play 8 more hours, and I'm sure you'll pull it next time. It's like, don't don't play more. It's like go do anything but this, which isn't me saying other people can't enjoy it. I mean, if you like it, cool. It's just not my thing because I mean, as you can see, I have like 3 projects I'm doing right now. So, heaven forbid I have a moment of to breathe. No. I'm gonna bulk him up a little bit because he isn't supposed to be. I mean, he's got that Bruce Timm kind of build too, like where he's just kind of got the the wedge shaped body that he kind of got as he changed more and more from all the from being in the Feywild too long. And it's kind of like that mixed blessing and curse thing where like he is getting these mutations, but he's also getting like extremely strong and fast and durable. So it's like in the story, he's kind of struggling to decide if he should just give in because there's no guarantees anyway. So but then he thinks about it and thinks, what if he was cursed and and what's happening to him isn't what he thinks it is, and it's more like he's changing into the creature that took his name. So, and that would be unbearable for him to wake up every day and see that in the mirror or any reflective surface. I wonder if anyone's actually using their VTubers for any of the art fights. I don't think you. Probably not. I mean, I can check. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to do that just to maybe, if it's allowed to, just for some marketing, like have people draw my characters, so and then like other people would be like, oh cool, what's that, and then go check out my channel. So we'll see. So tired today. This is a mess. Sorry. My Nami's a little off today. I'm going to spread it out a little bit more so that it's... Because I think this is part of this hand. The reason I keep redrawing it is because I'm just not liking the pose I'm getting with it. And it's not like I can just use my hand as reference because this is really exaggerated. So. I'm very close to calling it, just so you know, everyone knows. I know I said a second ago maybe I would stay on for a little bit because someone might show up, but honestly, I'm fading pretty quick right now. Problem with... But I will be up later, probably tomorrow, so... Come by my other place. Oh wait, that's right. This platform doesn't care. Come by my Twitch if you want. Twitch is the one that gets angry if you talk about anything but it. But only if you're certain size, I think. I've heard certain people getting in trouble, but I don't think they're just like regular, like smaller streamers, because I can't see why they would care if a small streamer was like, by the way, I have like 5 channels because I'm small and can't, you know. It's like they're more mad at the people who have like probably like sponsorships and are thousands of people. Because I keep hearing more and more lately about that kind of stuff, and I was like, wait, is it bad? And I thought, I'm like, probably for them, not so much for me. I am a tardigrade compared to them. I think this is a good place to call it. Let's just go over everything we've been working on. I did get the line. I'm cleaning up the line work on this tonight, if I can stay awake, and cleaning up these characters a little bit more so that they'll be ready for the first. But he's pretty good, honestly. With him, I probably just want to add in like a straight on shot to show the front of his uniform, but that's pretty good. And with him, maybe I'll put his clothing up to the side so people can like choose if they want to have him with the coat on or not. Honestly, he doesn't need the coat. The coat's really something he wears. I think it's funny that I even put him in the coat because he only wears the coat normally when he's for serious fights. Usually which he rarely knows about when he's going to be ambushed. So usually he's honestly just in his vest and like without the coat. So and yeah, think about putting her in maybe. Her, maybe not so much because I have a lot more to do. Same with her. Same with him. Same with her. This one, though, I might actually do just because it's fun. And I haven't drawn her in so long that it would be fun just to draw her again. So, that was I'm really happy I got to do that today because I needed something new. And I haven't drawn her, and it's ironic that new for me sometimes is just redrawing something from like 5 years ago. So I'll work on this some more and probably color it tomorrow, I imagine. Or just clean it up even more tomorrow. And then continue cleaning up the other characters as well. So thanks everyone who stopped by. I appreciate all the people that could stop in tonight. I'm sure everyone's really busy, so I appreciate any time that I can get with people viewing my art while I'm working. I'll be drawing again tomorrow on Twitch, like I said, at 7 p.m. So feel free to drop by there and just, if you want, just lurk. even a hello sometimes is nice. It just lets me know you're there. The likes helped today. Like that was seeing those made me like realize that it wasn't just like bots or something. So I appreciate that. So have a wonderful rest of your weekend if you don't end up dropping by tomorrow. And I'll be back again on Wednesday. I might. No, I won't. I was gonna be like, maybe I'll do more of these in July for our fight, but the answer is no, because I still have other things I need to do, like the massive project. So no, I'm too busy to be distracting myself with this. This is like bottom tier on my list of things that need to be done. Like I just want to like draw some other people's art and like maybe make some new art friends. Unlikely, but hopeful. Maybe. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just yapping now. So I'll be back next week and have a good one.